Hey everyone, welcome to the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
And we are in fact two different people. We're not the same person. As you can see, Blake has a mustache now, and we're both wearing the same shirt because Blake went to Talladega and I said, hey, anything PBR Grillos, grab it for me, please. And he did. And he also grabbed it for himself.
Had to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I imagine they're going to sell it at more tracks too. But I mean, this shirt was too fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it just, anyways, you were at Talladega this past weekend.
For Sunday, yes, I was.
For Sunday, yeah. Would you like to rub it in my face?
Yeah, I would. The Intimidente.
Yeah.
I mean, what more?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I shaved my beard off for the first time in 5 years, and Hocevar won the race.
So I think you have to keep it shaved off now.
Well, that's if I wanted him to keep winning.
Do you not?
I mean, yeah, but I'd rather see Chase win in person.
Okay, I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Now, I do kind of want to, for fun, like, even if I do grow my beard back out, shave it off, come Atlanta again, and see if he wins again. And if he does, I would like to meet him.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, I could be a funny little good luck charm.
Yeah, no,
Just saying.
I agree. That would...
And
yeah.
I have the diecast pre-ordered, so
yeah,
maybe we
so
could
do
get
I.
that signed.
Yeah, I would love to get that signed along with my other signed
the regular
ride the Dente.
You know what?
Let's bring it to the table just for shits and giggles.
Just in honor.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do here. There we go, right there, perfect. Bringing in the winner for this week. Yeah, I got that in Atlanta and he signed it in Atlanta, which was great. Super cool dude. Yeah, shout out him for liking our little end race video on the TikTok. Yeah, super cool dude. Anyways, news for this week. You want me to roll through what I've got on here and
then I can add some more.
Yeah. So Tyler Reddick extends his 23-11 contract.
Big shock there.
Big shock.
Didn't see
so
that
surprised. Coming. Yeah. Anyways, that's about all I got to say on that one. Jamie McMurray and Clint Boyer are both running trucks for Ram. One is at Dover and one's at San Diego. Right?
San Diego is Jamie and Dover is Clint Boyer.
Gotcha. I knew I should have wrote down which ones they were doing.
And then this weekend's Kligerman. So they're finally getting to the point of like, this is what they should have been doing the whole time. I think. Like
instead
they're
of just cycling Ty Dillon and Corey LaJoy,
which now Corey LaJoy has a full-time ride with them.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Kyle Busch will have a new crew chief, Andy Street.
Free Jim Pullman from RCR and give him back to the 7 team.
Yeah.
Like, what a waste. What an absolute waste. Let's go poach one of the best crew chiefs from the Xfinity series, now O'Reilly series. Bring him over. And then because he can't do anything with a bad car and a washed driver, we're now gonna get rid of him, but put him in a leadership role. What I mean, what a waste.
That just doesn't make sense.
And then, do we really think that bringing in a new crew chief is just gonna revive RC? Watch me eat my words this week. But, like,
watch Kyle Busch just absolutely go on a heater this weekend and the rest of the season. Yeah, it was always the crew chief that was the issue.
Yeah, right.
And I'm saying that as a Kyle Busch fan, like.
I mean, it's RCR. The tier list would go RCR, and then shortly after RCR is Kyle Busch's talent, and then you could start blaming like pit crew. You could blame crew chief, whatever. But like top 2, RCR itself, and then Kyle Busch. Those are the main 2.
Yeah. Another thing, Jim France steps down. Who is it that's replacing him? Do you remember?
It's Steve O'Donnell.
Yeah. And they said, or Steve O'Donnell said in the post-race news conference with Hocevar that they were not going to ban his celebration.
They'll probably say something about, like, if you're going to do it, like, just don't hit the wall.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Also, he's, like, probably him and Cindric are the two drivers that could do that.
Yeah. And I mean, if everybody started doing it, it would
then
be
it's
like,
not cool anymore.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I
mean, it's still cool, but
you're just copying Hocevar at this point. Yeah, no. And then there's the whole Stephen A. Smith thing.
Yeah, so he said it, I think, like right before last week's episode.
Yeah, I want to say literally, like, I think I sat on the couch after you left, and it was like, that was the first thing I saw.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a way that I want to say this because I don't agree with him, but I'm probably going to say this in a way where some people are not going to agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
Are they athletes? Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do have athletic traits and capabilities. And at the end of the day, you're riding around in a car going insanely fast with lots of G-forces, and there's so much mental that you have to deal with while doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you take Carson Hocevar out of a car and put him in an NBA jersey? No. Can you replace him with an NBA player and expect anywhere near similar results? No.
But also, do you think that you could change out an NBA player or an NFL player and make them swap places? Like, if you easier, but I don't think that you would.
That's what I'm kind of getting at is, like, if all
it's a
these
harder
sports
jump.
are athletes.
Yeah.
But they're athletic in their own lane. Like, getting an NFL player to play in the MLB, you could do. Mm-hmm. Same thing with NFL, NBA. You know, you could even make the stretch of hockey. Like, you could teach somebody how to do it.
Yeah.
They are also athletic, but they're not athletic in the same way. You look at a baseball player and you put him next to a football player.
Yeah,
the football player is more athletic, quote unquote.
If we're saying, like, pure muscle mass and muscle size and everything is,
like, if you just
your proof of athletic.
Yeah. Like, and if you put NASCAR drivers next to all of these other professional athletes, you're like, who's this guy? Did you get him from Walmart? Like, I see to an extent what he is saying, but he is wrong because, like, cool. You can drive a car when you're old, but you're not driving
You're not driving around
180
Talladega.
miles an hour drafting. You're not, like, picking you're driving down the road.
Yeah. It's
like, congratulations, you can get in your car and make a 4-hour drive, but get in a NASCAR and drive 4 hours around a track is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what Joey said in response, but Stephen A. basically said, like, I don't know Joey Logano from a can of paint. Like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, how weird is it? Which, I mean, I know that he essentially gets paid to sit up there and talk crap about different athletes and, like, be like a polarizing figure and everything, but, like, NASCAR's not even on ESPN's radar 90% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's
why are
very
we,
rare.
Like, just attacking?
Mm-hmm.
And that also, I think, is going to, I think that's also going to age badly when ESPN gets media rights again for NASCAR, because that will happen sooner rather than later, I feel like. Yeah,
no, I agree. I think with, you're starting to see some more personality come up through the ranks. With Hocevar, Gragson, you know, all the stuff from this weekend of Gragson, Marshawn Lynch, and Quietus.
And, I can't remember it's the grandma.
The weenies.
Yeah.
Yes. All of that kind of stuff. Like I feel like if we can get a few, like, if Gragson could get good, I don't want to say he's bad, but he's not.
He's not.
As I'm wearing a Gragson shirt. If he could have some more performance, like, some good days. I mean, that's the thing. We're saying that, but I mean, also, granted, it's also Talladega, but I mean, he was in the top. He finished top 10 this past week. So
I mean, Kyle Busch got his first top 10 of the season this weekend.
Yeah. But like I said, Gregson is another one of those that I think he kind of flies under the radar, but I feel like he was one of the like OGs of having, well, not OGs, but like the new wave of like personality,
Yeah. I mean, Bowman does have personality. Yes, he can come off as boring.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there are multiple people, but I think we're finally getting to the point that we're starting to, and again, this isn't like, because I'm assuming that Jim France stepped down due to health, probably because he's older. I mean, they didn't say anything, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume, and maybe that's the wrong thing to do. So if it is, sorry. But it's like we're getting rid of the old guard, you could say.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I mean, I think Steve O'Donnell probably gets a bad rap that he's part of that. But I think literally the first race that he is now the CEO, you have a dude hanging out of the car, driving around the track, giving one of the most electric post-race celebrations that we've seen in a while. And then in the media center, host of ours like, sorry about that, Steve. Like, and he's like, no, that was awesome. That was the.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes. So now that's like, what we need.
If we just start and we've already done, I'm a part of NASCAR. NASCAR has already done a very, very, very good job at marketing this year compared to previous years.
Yeah.
Like the Hell Yeah campaign, like you're starting to go at the younger crowd, which you wanted to do for a while, but you never could capitalize right on. So if we start letting drivers show personality and, it spices everything back up, you keep the trajectory we're on of regrowing the sport. Now, it's never going to be as big as it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't think we're ever going to sell every seat of Bristol out ever again and take all the sponsor tarps off the bottom.
Yeah.
But you already can see how much the sport is growing. Like Bristol, everybody's like, oh my God, Bristol looks so bad. There's nobody there. The place holds 150,000 people, and it was like half full.
Yeah.
So that's 70, 75,000 people. Atlanta does not hold 70 or 75,000 people.
I was about to say, like, in comparison, how much does Atlanta hold?
Probably 40, I would say, maybe. You think?
Yeah.
Or maybe less?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Hold on. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Talladega this weekend was one of the most packed I have seen Talladega, at least in the next gen era, I feel like. Like, we got there. When did we get there? We probably got there like
66,000 to 71,000.
Dang. Okay. So you would have sold Atlanta completely out based off Bristol.
Yeah.
But like, I think we got to Talladega at like 10, 15-ish.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a line, like a mile-long line, just to get into the parking lot at 10. The white like vendor tents, packed. You went over to the fan zone, packed. Lines to get in the place. Like, it was, I mean, again, and that's a huge track. Now, what they did smart back in the day were painted all the seats different colors in different areas. So when you see it on TV, you can't tell if they're full or not.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit of a trick. But, like, that place was loud. There were people everywhere. Like, it was a great crowd.
Yeah.
So, like, we're on the right path, and I feel like Steve taking over is probably going to end up being a very, very good thing.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. What did you have on news that you wanted to add?
Okay, so Legacy announces that for next year, their third charter will be number 84. And as we know, that's what Jimmy's been running.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy's last start is the Daytona 500 next year. That is it. That's the last time he'll run in the NASCAR Cup Series. He'll run the number 13.
Okay.
He said that had significance to him, like, and one of his partners, and that he won his first Cup race in his 13th start.
Okay.
So that'll be a nice little one-off. I'm sure Jimmy fans will go crazy.
Yeah.
Ordering that 13 diecast because it's different.
Yeah.
There will be no Fords this weekend in the O'Reilly series.
I totally forgot to add that in. Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wild to me. I mean,
let's see. Jason Kelsey went 1 for 1. He was a part of Corey Day's pit crew and the winners.
What is a polar bear doing in
Lily said that unironically in the middle of the race, and I was like, huh?
That's
like
funny.
It was when Chad Fincham was winning. She was like, what's a polar bear doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, there we go.
That's funny.
I'm trying to think. So that was that. Let me go double check, make sure there wasn't anything else, and then we'll give you guys. You want to keep rolling with the more abbreviated, and kind of just.
I've liked that.
Okay.
As long as our mics stay normal.
Yeah. Oh.
We think we fixed it.
Yeah.
We think we did.
Sorry. Thank you to who listened and skipped through those parts. Hopefully, we still got. I'm not going to say any of it's filler or bad, but hopefully like some of the stronger points of the podcast were not affected.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So Joey Logano, after being caught up in the big one, pretty much came out and said, what do you want with this car? Do you want to save fuel or do you want to wreck all of them? It seems like those are our only two options right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it. He has a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, the CW will now be streamed because, everybody was like, we can't watch it in the app. We can't watch it in the app. Dude, I read this and I was like, that's awesome. And then I read farther down and it said it would be streamed on ESPN. And that's terrible because the CW is free. You have to pay for ESPN. Why would you? Now, if you already have ESPN,
great for
ESPN
you.
ESPN Plus or whatever it's on, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm happy for you. Now, if you're like me and you don't have that, why now am I going to go out and pay for ESPN just to stream the CW on my phone when I can record the race through my cable provider? And then even though I can't watch it technically because I'm not connected to in-home Wi-Fi, and that's how it works for the CW, because I've recorded it, it is now a loophole, and I can watch the recording live.
Oh my God, yeah, you're so right.
So there are ways around this.
Yeah.
You can go and watch Sloppy Joe normally streams it. There's so iStream East or Stream East or something. There's so many different websites and ways around it that I think most people are still going to do that unless they just so happen to already pay for ESPN.
Yeah.
So cool that they listened. I'm glad to know. But also you didn't listen close enough, I don't think.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Here's some fun Hocevar facts. Because as we all know, he won this weekend. He won his first race. He won on the same day that Dale Earnhardt won in 1987. I believe that was Dale Sr.'s first win in the Intimidante, April 26th. This will shock you. So he scored his first win in less starts than it took William Byron. It took him 98 starts. Hocevar won in his 91st. Chase Elliott took him 99. Kyle Larson took him 99. Mark Martin took him 113. And those are just four notable names that he won quicker than. And also Ty Gibbs, because this guy is way better than Ty Gibbs.
1,000%. Yeah.
It was the first time that Chili's won as the sponsor of a car.
Yeah.
And only their 17th race as the title sponsor of the car.
Yeah, I guess because the Chili sponsor didn't really come around till...
It started with Justin Haley.
Yeah.
And it was very limited.
Yeah.
And then... Or maybe it started with Corey LaJoie on a 1 or 2 off, then went to Haley.
It was Corey LaJoie because they had that commercial...
Yeah.
Where he was filling the car with a margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hocevar is the youngest Talladega winner since Kyle Busch in 2008. He is just the third driver to ever win in the number 77. The first driver to ever do it was Joe Lee Johnson in 1959. The most recent was Justin Haley in 2019 in a rain-shortened Daytona race. So this was Spire's second ever win. And the first one that wasn't weather affected.
Yeah.
Not to take away from Justin Haley's win, but Justin Haley doesn't win that race if you go back and watch it without staying out and it continuing to rain and they canceled it. Again, not taking anything away from him, because then I would sound like Corey LaJoie, who was like, I'm ready to get Spire's first ever win because Justin Haley's didn't count.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then this is fun. So did you see the whole thing about the moon phase that'll be?
Oh yeah. The waxing crescent or whatever.
So this weekend there will be a waxing crescent moon, and
who has the most wins with a waxing crescent?
Isn't it Kyle Busch?
No,
I thought it was Kyle Busch.
I saw a thing saying it was Austin Dillon.
No, 50% of Austin Dillon's wins have
gotcha. Been, that's what it was.
Kyle Busch has the most wins on that moon cycle. Crazy, I know. Just bear with us for a minute.
It's something to do with the gravitational pull and stuff.
It supposedly offers more grip.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting there on door bumper clear, and I say it was Briscoe and Gragson, and Gragson was the one that kind of brought it up. And Briscoe was like, yeah. And then Freddie Kraft is like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a joke. And then he calls Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
Austin Dillon agrees. And then that's when they found out it was Austin Dillon's birthday.
Yeah.
Funny enough. And then he called a couple other people, and they were all like, yeah.
They were just like, oh, it's going to be more grippy.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
If that, I mean, again, that's just more of a funny conversation. Do we think Austin Dillon's going to win this weekend because of the moon phase? Do we think Kyle Busch gets back into victory lane? Probably not.
That just straight up reminded me that I never made picks or paint schemes.
Okay, well, you start working on that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing from the Talladega weekend, I don't know when the last time this ever happened was, but this was the first time I can remember, and I don't even know how long, that in the 3 races that took place, everybody got their first career win.
Yep.
You had Andy Jankoniak, I believe is how you pronounce that, in the ARCA series. It was almost Cletus. Cletus kind of threw a bad, questionable block, and, good for Andy. Corey Day won that O'Reilly series race. And Hocevar obviously won the Cup race. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of wild that there were the 3 winners of the weekend were 3 first-time winners.
Yeah. No, that was, I saw that and I was like, it's pretty wild. Why are all the paint schemes garbage? I cannot find one that I like.
Oh, okay, that's a little dramatic.
No, I'm joking. There are some, but I think what I'm gonna pick is probably gonna piss you off. But
that's fun.
And it's pissing me off that I'm gonna pick it. But
that's okay.
Anyways,
so basically, I'll give like my 2-second long opinion of the ARCA race. That was the best ARCA race I've seen in a while. Everybody actually looked like they knew how to race. I mean, yeah, there was a big one and there were ARCA breaks in the big one. I mean, surprise. But the range of emotions the end of that race brought was very wild, because after the big one, Gio Ruggiero had damage. He looked like he was probably going to win. But Cletus had just been leading a bunch of laps. So then you're like, okay, he could win. Well, Gio picked up damage, so you kind of wrote him off and knew that he was going to get put wide. Isabella Robusto ended up with the lead for the last restart, or at least on the front row. And it looked like, because it was a 1-lap shootout, it looked like you were going to have your first ever woman winner in the ARCA series.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cletus takes the lead, and you're like, oh my God, now Cletus is going to win his first race. And then he doesn't get it, but then Andy Jankoniak comes around and he gets his first win. And it was just such an up-down, because you were like, oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that's not going to. Oh, you know what? Cool. He won.
Yeah.
I think it was the most locked in I've ever been at the end of an ARCA race.
It's also probably the first time we've talked about a ARCA race.
It's been a while.
At least.
We've probably picked like this, picked and choosed a little here and there. I will say the best race of the weekend was the O'Reilly series. Arguably the second best race of the weekend was the ARCA series, and undoubtedly the worst race of the weekend was the Cup Series race. You can fight me on that one if you want, but a good winner does not fix a bad race. It helps it, but it does not fix it.
Yeah. No,
because like, okay, Chris Buescher wins. A lot of people are then not going to like this race as much because Hocevar didn't win, Buescher won.
Yeah.
Chase wins, whatever. But the O'Reilly's race was really good. There were some weird penalties. Well, I say weird. There were some interesting penalties on new rules, and then you kind of so basically, here's going to be our short O'Reilly's recap. Jesse Love obviously got the pole because RCR at Dega, but RCR did not look like RCR at Talladega.
No,
I genuinely think that it was a mix of two things. One, any car that had a Hendrick powered engine under the hood was wicked fast.
Oh, yeah.
So they figured out something to mend the gap. But then two, everybody stopped working with RCR, like for the most part. Other than the people that they have alliances with, it felt like genuinely nobody wanted to work with them, which is what I feel like us fans and, have been saying for a while is like, if you want to beat them, stop helping them.
Yeah, 100%.
We had a wreck on lap 1. It was Patrick Staropoli got turned from contact with William Swalch on the backstretch. That also involved Tyler Ankrum and David Starr. Basically ruined Tyler Ankram's first ever start, which sucks for him. And then, of course, Patrick Staropoli hasn't really had a great year, but he essentially, and I don't say this out of like spite or talking bad about him, or because I'm sure he's a great guy and he's not all that bad of a race car driver, but he did kind of just come in and buy the ride out from under Nick Sanchez.
Yeah.
So like slightly feel some kind of way, but it's not really towards him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
And
so, okay, I did not watch this race live. I cannot remember what I was doing Saturday when it was on. But anyways, who was it that I know Jesse Love locked up coming to the pits at one point. There was another person who came in just going like absolute mock Jesus.
Yeah, it was a Toyota. It was let me see if I can find it. It was, I want to say it was Sawalich.
I think it may have been.
It was either Sawalich or Cruz. Let me see if I can.
You know what? I think it was Cruz.
Was it?
That sounds right.
No, it was Sawalich.
Okay.
And Cruz got like minor damage, and I think also Brandon Jones got minor damage in it. But no shocker, Jesse Love has led in all 5 of his Talladega starts. He's won one of them. I mean, not surprising. Stage 1, you basically had Carson Quapfel, Sam Mayer, and Jesse Love all trade the lead until lap 24, where Quapfel and Sammy Smith cleared the field, and then Raja, Creed, and Mayer battled 3 wide for third. And then on lap 25, Sammy Smith looks under Carson Quapfel for the lead off turn 4. Quapfel's able to edge ahead and win the stage over Smith, Creed, Raja, and Dean Thompson. Raja looked really good until he didn't. Dean Thompson had a great day. I mean, it was all around like just a really, really good super speedway race.
And
like Carson Quapfel looked like the car to beat until he didn't because of situations that we'll get into here in a second. But like he was the only one that felt like could go up top, could go to the middle, could go bottom, and like control whatever lane, get in whatever. I mean, he was making passes by himself. Like, it was crazy. Stage 2, you had more people trading off the lead throughout the stage. It was Quapfel, Jones, Love, Hill, Allgaier, and Sammy Smith until about lap 45 when the field got strung out single file, and that was led by Quapfel, Allgaier, and Sieg, Ryan Sieg. Then lap 50, Allgaier clears for the lead off turn 4 from Quapfel. Quapfel gets shuffled back. I don't even think he picked up stage points in that stage because he got shuffled out. And that stage was won by Allgaier, followed by Ryan Sieg, Sheldon Creed, Dean Thompson, and Parker Retzloff.
Excuse me if you heard that. I do apologize.
Barely.
I need a burp button, the mute button.
We just need a little sound bar to
just
spice things up.
Yeah.
Just add some random.
Okay,
maybe we don't. Because then it'd be Lizard all over again, if y'all remember.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I didn't.
Of course you didn't.
I just no. So this was let's see. It's around lap 60. Last year's spring Talladega race had 26 lead changes in total. But okay, by lap 65 of this year's race, they'd already passed 26 lead changes.
Yeah, that race, it was...
Cars were able to pass, cars were able to move. You
saw like 4 wide happening, and it wasn't just like parade laps.
They don't save fuel and ride around.
That's because they do shorter stages.
Well, yes and no, because they do have a long stage where they have to pit.
That's true. You have a point there, yeah.
I think with that car, there's just such less advantage of riding around at partial throttle and saving gas when in turn you could just go fast, try to get to the front, dice it up, make moves, pit when you got to pit, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Honestly, from there, it was a lot of trading. You know, who's leading here, who's leading there, blah, 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 blah. So we get to the green flag pit stops in the final stage. Jesse Love, Austin Green, Jeb Burton, Austin Hill, Parker Redsloff, and Alfredo pit. Hill stalls his car leaving the pits and loses the draft.
Yippee. That was,
that one was...
Maybe you are losing your voice now.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a little delayed.
This is where, so then the Toyotas pit, lap 72. This is where Sawalich comes in way too hot. It was Taylor Gray, Brent Cruz, Brandon Jones, William Sawalich, Dean Thompson, and JJ Yaley. And then obviously Sawalich got penalized for too fast entering pit road. Lap 74, you have literally like half the field pit at once in like the Chevy pit. On this one, you had all the JRM cars pit. You had Harrison Burton. So you had a Toyota in there. Jeremy Clements, Josh Williams, Blaine Perkins, Ryan Sieg, Patrick Emmerling, Tyler Ankrum, Dawson Cram, so on and so forth. I'm probably forgetting some.
A lot of cars pit.
Rajai got hit with a speeding penalty. So barring a caution late in the race, his day was done.
Yeah.
Then lap 75. So they made this a rule, and it sounded like they made it known to everybody, but in typical Xfinity O'Reilly fashion, when they give a new rule, it seems like there's some people that just don't hear it, I guess.
Yeah. Or forget. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you could spin it whatever way you want to.
Jesse Love, obviously, it was one of the first ones to pit. So he's already out on track, back at full speed. The rule was basically just straight came from the Cup Series, because every time you would pit after, you just pull up at way, way less of a speed.
Yeah. You have to get to track speed before merging.
And throw blocks and try to break up the pack of the leaders. So then that way you blend in, and there's strategy to it. It makes sense.
It's more of a safety deal than anything, because you don't want to just be coming out there. You know, they're going almost 200 miles an hour past you, and you're going 70.
Well, I think at that point, by the time that they get to the back stretch, there's probably about a 40 mile an hour difference. They're probably going 180, 190 as the car's out on track, and they're probably up to about 140, 150 blending back on the track.
Fair. Yeah.
However, that is a massive difference in speed, and you just pull up in front of somebody, and you're it's gonna cause a wreck at some point. Now, luckily, Jesse Love, left black marks from the tires from the top to the bottom, back to the top, back to the bottom, because the two cars that got penalized for the blocks were Allgaier and Quatful. They just straight up parked it right in front of that line of cars.
Mm-hmm.
Did I hate to see them get penalties? Yes. Did I also think that was kind of a dumb box to put NASCAR in, knowing that this is the first week they're going to be watching for it? Yeah, that was probably dumb. You had strong enough cars, and you had strength in numbers enough that if you got together and started drafting, you would have caught up. Yeah, at that point, packs would have jumbled, but you would have still had a shot. So that blew their race right there. Lap 93, there were Taylor Gray came to pit road with a potential flat right front tire. I genuinely don't know if they ever confirmed if that's what it was or not.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was. And then lap 98, Sam Mayer gets bumped by Parker Retzloff coming off turn 2, gets sideways, slides down the backstretch, somehow is able to save it, and not only that, but fall right back in line with the draft at the end of the lead pack. And then, by the end of it, he's in contention to win it.
Yep.
Again, Hendrick-powered engines in that O'Reilly's race this Saturday were like a cheat code.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, they felt like how RCR usually felt.
Yeah.
So then we get to the end. Well, towards the end, lap 106, they're coming to lap Rajah, and at much greater rate of speed, he does what you're kind of supposed to do and maintain one line, but then jumble everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
Just what you do. You try to hold on. You shouldn't race, but you try to hold on and just fall somewhere in there. So if there's a caution, you're most likely good. Lap 108, Sheldon Creed gets above Jesse Love, gets the lead, which Jeb Burton gets underneath. Jesse Love gets shuffled back. Creed clears for the lead, and then Jeb Burton is also up there. Lap 110, Corey Day gets up to second behind Creed. Mayer's recovered to run third now. So in like 20 laps. No, 12 laps. Yeah. 12 laps. He went from, I don't know, probably like roughly 20th in the back of the pack to third, which it's Talladega. Yeah, but you still have to weave in and out, pick the right lanes, and somehow make, like, he was third on the bottom. That's still saying something. Lap 111, Corey Day is able to surge to the lead inside Sheldon Creed. Both make some contact and allow Mayer to get under both. So there's a 3-wide battle for the lead. Lap 113, final lap of the race. Corey Day and Sam Mayer clear Sheldon Creed for the lead off turn 2. At the end of the backstretch, Sam Mayer gets spun from contact with William Sawalich, who was a lap down. Was Sam Mayer kind of like coming back down? Yes. What are we doing, though, at the front of the pack being a lap down car on the last lap of the race?
Yeah.
Like, messing with it.
Literally. It's one thing to...
Now, I'm not saying, oh, I'm a lap down. It's the last lap of the race. Let me just fall out of the pack and fall to the back.
No, but I'm saying, like, it being the last lap, okay, let's break this down. You have Corey Day never won a race. Sheldon Creed
won one race.
Has won one race, has the most second place finishes, and then Sam Mayer. Of all of these, all of the whole entire field to be running for the win, you know, side by side, last lap, these are all the guys that are going to push you into the wall for a win.
Yeah.
Not saying that they won't do that, that they would do that any week, whatever. I'm not saying it's like
they were
like
going to be very, very
way.
aggressive.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, like play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
Yeah. And then Sawalich, one lap down. I understand he was getting pushed. He was in the pack. That's fine. But it's just the whole, you're up there racing with all of these aggressive people at the end of Talladega that want to win so bad. You have no shot at winning. You're literally a lap down. At best, you might get your lap back. Whoop-de-doo. That changes nothing in the outlook of your day on the last lap of the race.
Yeah.
And you cause the big one in turn 4.
Yeah.
Can part of the blame go on Mayer? Yes. But ultimately, I just don't understand how a lot of the blame still has to go on Sawalich for that.
Yeah.
So obviously Corey Day wins, and then Sheldon Creed wins the Dash for Cash for what, the 3rd week in a row now?
Yeah, something like that.
Hasn't won any of the races, but has been the best finisher of them and is now $300,000 richer.
Yeah.
So the rest of your top 10, Brent Cruz finished 2nd. Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon Creed 3rd, Sammy Smith 4th, Jeremy Clements 5th. Great day for Jeremy Clements. Dean Thompson 6th, Jesse Love 7th, Brandon Jones 8th. It was great to see him finish a super speedway race because he normally doesn't. Parker Retzloff 9th, and Austin Green got a top 10 in 10th.
Well, yeah.
You got anything else to add on Xfinity series? O'Reilly series?
No. Yep. Other than the fact that you need to learn the name. No, nothing to add. I'm messing with you. Anyways, on to the Cup race. qualifying was rained out, so Reddick got the pole.
Yippee. Which, let's be honest, if there's a race where you're going to have qualifying rained out, a super speedway is one where it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because
we saw people drop to the back instantly.
Yeah,
like Chase was in the back in no time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like super speedway qualifying is such, not going to say it doesn't matter, but like we see a lot of pole winners at super speedways, like a Michael McDowell or something like that. It's like, not saying Michael McDowell is bad at Talladega because he's been in contention to win a few times.
Yeah.
But
it's people that just trim their car out for speed and want to be up front.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, there still is strategy to the qualifying. I'm not like, you don't really go out there and just qualify bad. You kind of want to see where your car is at, but you can drop back. But if you're like in the front, and you can control the pace, control lines, you're going to stay. Yeah. But if you're like kind of in the top 10 and it's a long stage like the first one was, you're going to have people like Chase that just drop to the back.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's part of it. So like it matters, but it doesn't, if that makes sense, I think is what we're both trying to get at here.
Yeah.
Like there's levels to it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. So qualifying was rained out. Stage 1 was basically just a bunch of fuel saving. We just took the fuel saving and put it at the beginning. It was like the like SpongeBob episode where Patrick's like, what if we just push Bikini Bottom over here? Yeah. Like, that was basically what it was.
I will say the strategy was interesting.
Yeah, there was that.
However, 3 pit stops in one stage at the 3 pit stops for some, because I think some people 2 stopped, some people 3 stopped, right?
Yeah. I think the people who were trying to flip the stage did 3.
Which, I mean, go for it. There was strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you want strategy, remove stage breaks.
Yes.
I will die on that hill. Yeah. That first stage was undoubtedly the most boring in-person event for NASCAR I have sat and watched.
I bet, because I mean, I had it up on my phone because I work on Sundays, so I get home. Me and Mal are like, oh yeah, let's go to the gym, let's go to the grocery store. So typically I'll be like, hey, can you drive so I can watch the race? And I pull it up on my phone. Thank you for myself. Thank you to myself, I guess, finding out that I can just download the Fox app and log in with my Xfinity thing, because I didn't know that that's how you stream the race, because I was watching it before we left. I was like, okay, sweet. I'm watching pre-race. I'm like, it's going to stay on. I get in the car. The second it, like, they're like, one to go to the green, and then it's like, boop. I'm like, oh my God. And then I found a stream on TikTok from Fox, but they're like, you only get 40 minutes. And I'm like, all right, so I'm cycling through my account, the podcast account, my film account. Like, I was like, I'm going to do that. And then I found that I could do the Fox app. Either way, glad to have that. Thank you to Fox for being so kind and gracious, for letting me stream the channel that I pay for every month.
Yeah. I think that's one of the few times that I have ever just willingly got up and walked away during the middle of green flag racing to use the bathroom and go see what concession stands looked like. And so did a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Because it was not as much of a cheat code as I was expecting. Because typically, if you get up and you sacrifice watching a couple laps of the race, you can get in and out of the bathroom a lot quicker because there's not a line.
Yeah.
There was still a line.
Yeah. Oh no, you got to miss Chad Fincham leading.
I saw. I think I went after he wasn't leading anymore.
I was more so making a joke, but you know,
which good for him.
Yeah, no, good for him. Good, because first stage you see him up there, you see Cody Ware up there, who Cody Ware ended the race on fire, and nobody ever like.
It was. I will tell you in person, it was such a oh my God, hosts of R1 that then you look back and you're like. Oh yeah, that they did wreck, and that okay.
Yeah. It's kind of, well, I'm not gonna say it's the whole like, oh, they did wreck. It's a similar, not similar, but this is a much larger scale of the 2024 Spring Talladega where Reddick wins. And Corey LaJoy finished the race on the side.
I didn't even know that at the track.
Yeah. because I think I texted you when I was like, someone finished with the driver window on the ground, like
riding the wall. Hocevar was under him.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was Hocevar. I completely forgot about that.
Shout out Michael McDowell for causing that one.
Yeah. Another one. Anyways, Chase Briscoe hit one of his pit crew members, which this was. I'm glad the guy's okay. Trust me, but it was really funny to watch.
As bad as it sounds.
As bad as it sounds, it was just like he's running up and he just.
Which he hit the tire more than him.
Yeah.
Thank God. And it just so happened.
It just launched him.
Yeah.
But I mean, the dude got up right afterwards, finished it, and
those guys are tough.
Yeah, no, they interviewed him literally right after. Like
he's like, I'm fine. Just got hit by a 4,000-pound race car. Let's do it again. Bring him back.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey, this is what you have to look forward to if you want to continue your pit crew stint. Anyway, so Ryan Preece wins stage 1.
Yippee.
All lead lap cars pit. Bubba Wallace gets off pit road first after taking fuel only, followed by Ross Chastain and Joey Logano. Now, this is where things start to take a turn. Oh, you have...
Here comes the massive one.
Yeah, here comes literally what me and Mal were talking about it, and we're like, oh, it has like shades of... I think it was
that Atlanta summer race that Chase
no, not that one. But this specific wreck, another Talladega wreck, when Cindric was in the lead and gets turned.
Yes,
it was very similar, very, very similar. Now you're talking between, I can't remember who was pushing him,
it was
like directly.
Ricky, I believe.
Was it Ricky?
Ricky was up there.
Because I think Brad was the back of that train, and then...
Because that was the race Ricky won.
Yeah, you're right.
He had the big spot in his door. Ricky was up there. I don't know if he was the one that pushed him. But
also,
Brad was
did you notice that Hocevar had the same thing? Not as bad.
I can't wait to get that die cast.
I know. I'm so excited.
I thought about this weekend when I was going through the tents. They had the Ricky one, and I was like, that'd be awesome. But I was like, I'm not going to spend that much money because I wasn't there to watch it live.
That, and then also it's a Ricky Stenhouse car.
I mean, it was like $85. So it was basically it wasn't bad.
It's like buying just a normal.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. But yeah, so Toyota is starting at this point to complain about how their body type can't be pushed.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have 3 different manufacturers out there that all have rounded noses and rear bumpers.
Yeah.
They don't push that great.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, Toyotas still cannot receive as big a push as other manufacturers can.
They're, they just complained like the whole race.
Yeah. Now, I'll let you lead with your thoughts on the massive one, and then I will then give my thoughts.
So, caution comes out as the field comes to the end of the backstretch. Bubba Wallace gets bumped, which more so gets pushed
by Ross,
and spins from leading. So we know what happens when a car crashes from the lead. They start to collect a bunch of people, and especially at a super speedway.
There were like literally 4 cars that drove out of it that didn't slow up, spin, whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I saw a clip of Hocevar's in car coming through that.
Yeah.
And he just, by the luck of the draw, made it through.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, like, I mean, there was like 4 cars that made it through. Like, just straight up just made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if Toyota is going to complain about the car shape for pushing and all that stuff, I don't know. Like,
they need to build a little more stability into the cars for pushing.
Yeah.
Somehow. I know there's a way.
Because Toyota at Talladega has a history of causing a wreck because of getting pushed. I mean, we can go back to, again, the 2024 spring race when all the Toyotas pitted together, and it looked great for strategy and everything, and then they come back out
and Jones eats the safer barrier.
They just end up wrecking, and just so happened to be that Reddick made it, or I can't remember if he made it or if he didn't pit or what the deal was. But all the people that get damage in this are involved in it. Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Josh Berry, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Jesse Love, Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, Joey Gacy, Tyler Reddick, Cody Ware, Ty Gibbs, Chad Fincham, Michael McDowell, Carson Osavar, Connor Zilisch, and SVG. Hire me as the next auctioneer at your local livestock auction.
Reddick was in it too. That like ended Reddick's day.
You're right. Okay, I guess
No, you're good. That's the only one that I like that was notable where I was like, oh, he's not in there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, literally like majority of the field.
Yeah. Picked up some sort of damage.
Yeah.
This is kind of my 2 cents on it. No, I don't particularly care for Bubba, but I'm also not saying this as just like a Bubba hater or however you want to spin it.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets up front at a super speedway, I immediately start thinking what is going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Not just because of him, but because the Toyotas cannot get pushed that good. He is very aggressive when it comes to blocks, and I'm not saying that is a bad thing.
Yeah.
But when your car can't get pushed that good and you are as aggressive as him, whether it be his fault, the car's fault, or whoever pushes him's fault, something bad tends to happen.
Yeah.
And again, that is not all on Bubba.
No.
But this one, watching it live, seeing how he moved inside, outside, or like middle, outside, back and forth. He did it a couple times on the backstretch, and you could see how unstable the car was. At the same, now this is what I saw. At the same time, it looked like that Ross was coming to give the push because that's all a chain reaction.
Yeah.
One push leads to another, so on and so forth, all the way up to the front. It looked like Bubba was already trying to go back up. So the hit wasn't square.
Yeah. That was another thing with it, was this specific wreck. It did not look like it was square on.
And it's hard to say, oh, that's all Bubba. Oh, that's all Ross. It was a racing deal at a super speedway.
Yeah.
It just so happened that 2 of the more aggressive people that you tend to think are going to cause the super speedway wrecks were right there together and caused it.
Yeah.
I would say that's almost 50-50 between the 2.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
Bubba really didn't have the car under him. Bubba's making moves, and then he makes a move at the wrong time when the push comes at the wrong time. Boom, there goes the big one.
Yeah.
The massive one.
Yeah, the massive one. Still not the biggest one in Dega history.
No.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, the 2 most aggressive drivers. I mean, like,
well, two
of the most. I mean, who else are you going to throw in there? Current day, Hocevar. Yes, that's another one that I was like, yeah, that.
Denny gets pretty aggressive on super speedways and drafting trials.
True. Brad.
Yeah. Ricky.
Yeah. Because
Suarez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think those would kind of be your top contenders of like the most aggressive people.
Yeah. Like a top
maybe
6.
Austin Dillon at times. Because that's like his, hey, I'm up front. At times.
And
that one's
and then he goes to Richmond. And then
it's just shades of Dale Earnhardt all
literally.
over again.
So stage 2 goes to Ross Chastain.
Yeah, yippee.
Yippee, woohoo. They needed it, honestly. I mean,
it ain't
good
gonna
God.
do nothing for that team.
No.
I hate to be that way, but that team's so far gone.
Yeah.
Like Trackhouse as a whole, I partially think some of it is like ECR engines catching up.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing, it's hard to not just draw the parallel at this point. But I think losing Suarez is hurting them more than they ever thought it was going to.
Yeah.
And then look at the team that he went and he's now a part of. They just won for the second time in their team's history.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe he was more valuable than Trackhouse thought he was. And I get that it's kind of a no-brainer to replace him with.
Yeah, with the way.
Zillett.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, if we're granted, we're
it's easier looking back on it now to say it, but like I definitely think in the moment, and I think even now you still make that same move because it'll pay out over the longer run. But
yeah, because I mean, give Zilisch some time to learn the Cup car on not just road courses, which is what he's going to get first, but like the super speedways, the short tracks, the intermediates. But he's going to be a good driver.
Is it took Ty Gibbs like 150 starts to win? Hocevar in the 90s, and then you go back and you look some of your good great-ish drivers right now, like Chase, like Larson. I mean, HMS honestly as a whole, other than Bowman, it all took them early 90s starts to win.
What did it take Bowman? Do you know?
I don't know, because there were so many years that he was in like Starton Park and Tommy Baldwin and Burger King and like BK Racing and like all of that stuff. I don't know how many it took him once he got to Hendrick, where I would say like, okay, he was in competitive equipment.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But like, it takes people longer than you think, unless you just like get perfect situation, like all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, it's easy to say right now, like, wow, I thought he would have been doing better, but give him time. It's not like just getting in the Xfinity car when he did, or getting in an O'Reilly car now, or a truck or whatever, where like you can kind of go out there and dominate being fresh.
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot more to the Cup Series.
Yeah. Also, something that I glazed over in stage 2, Ty Gibbs should have never came back out on the track.
Yeah.
That car was
pretty fair.
Absolutely trashed. Like, I know he could get out there and make minimum speed, but he literally got out there, and I mean, it was basically like, all right, here's a gaping wound. We're going to put some duct tape over it and hope for the best. But granted, I know like that's what you do, but also like it was like within like 2 or 3 laps that he cut a tire and then into the wall. Now, tire was not attached anymore.
I will say, I will have to go on the opposite side of that as you, because like, I genuinely enjoy the strategy and seeing all these taped up, mangled, beat up cars.
Saying I don't enjoy that, but
there's strategy to it, because everybody else that was in that wreck, if he can go make minimum speed and get to stay out there for 3 laps, and then they destroy the car because something happens, or that's
a better finish.
They're making
day.
Points up. Like,
yeah,
there is strategy to it. I think it becomes egregious when you're so slow that you're always in the leader's way, and you might not get out of it that easy.
That's true. Yeah,
but
I don't know. It could just be another. I don't like Ty Gibbs. Yeah, so that may be why I'm saying it. But
I do see what you're saying, but I will respectfully get on the other side of that.
That's
fence.
Valid. So stage 3. Basically, Hocevar and Buescher.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Eric Jones was up there.
Eric Jones was up there.
Kind of got screwed.
Yeah. So you have a caution for Reddick cutting a tire. And then lap 167 on the restart, Chris Buescher leads from the outside, Hocevar on the inside. Hocevar gets a good push from Alex Bowman, and both clear Chris Buescher, and Chris Buescher fights back and gets a push from Eric Jones to battle alongside Bowman for second. Then Eric Jones gets launched into the Shadow Realm. Haven't used that one in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then they wait to throw the caution, because at first it looked like he was,
bad.
Yeah, it looked like he was just spinning out into it. I mean, I think it was pit road.
He ended up in the grass right in front of
that's the thing. They didn't show that on TV. They just showed him spinning in,
to me, it was warranted not to immediately throw the yellow, because if he spins and he can drive down pit road, whatever. But when you look and you see that he's stuck and he's not going anywhere in the grass, go ahead and throw it, because you're going to have to anyway. But they waited till he was essentially a lap down to throw it.
Yeah, no, they did kind of screw him. I agree.
But I almost lean on the side. I would rather them always wait a little too late to throw the caution than to the second somebody, because how many times have we seen in the past, oh, there's smoke, somebody yellow, and then they save it, and you're like,
why did we throw yellow? Yeah. So on the restart from this, Buescher leads from the outside, Hocevar on the inside. Hocevar edges ahead with a push from Alex Bowman before Chris Buescher fights back on the backstretch. This basically just turns into
which line has more momentum.
Yeah, because the very last lap going into 3, I'm like, man, Hocevar, the Bowman gets separated from the rest of the bottom line.
It was like,
and
Hocevar was separated from Bowman. Bowman was separated from third, but we didn't see it the way I think they did in the car at that time, because I think they were each backing up to get the run off of Ford, which ended up working. But in the moment, I'm like, oh, Buescher, which not like I would have been fine with that, but it just, I was like, ugh, Hocevar's right there, Bowman's right there, like one of them,
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I've seen so many wins just ripped away from Hocevar. I'm like, I'm about to watch another one.
This is what I genuinely saw in my head happening, and like, because Lily was like, it's over, Bowman's not gonna win. I'm like, no, it's not over, because I was like, how many times have we seen this with Hocevar before? I'm like, something's gonna happen, he's gonna wreck, Bowman's gonna be on the bottom and just fly through it, and then Bowman's gonna win, and then that's the
I mean, I had the same thought too. And then it's like going into 3, I'm like, man, they don't have the momentum, and then you have Ricky and Buescher up on that top lane. And then into 4, the bottom lane surges ahead, and then just it looked like on the top line, wreck happens.
Like towards the tri-oval, right?
Yeah. They start to fan out in the tri-oval, and then Hocevar just
Chase hit the middle, and I was like, whoa, okay. And then like I thought another wreck was about to happen, because then somebody's gonna come down, block Chase.
It looked like it could have shaped up to be a shit show right there.
100%.
But yeah, Hocevar wins. I'm very happy. Me and Mal were absolutely elated about that.
What an absolute Talladega top 10 this is.
Oh yeah. I mean, seriously, it's funny, because the top 10, you have Hocevar in first, Buescher in second, Bowman in third, Chase Elliott in fourth. Mine cut off.
Zane Smith,
Stenhouse, Chastain, Cindric, Gragson, and then Kyle Busch in top 10. He keeps his top 10 streak alive for Talladega. Woohoo.
Now, I will say, I think that if we're going to keep rolling with sacrifice stage 1 to have stage 2 and 3 be sprints to the end, something needs to change with this car. Because this car is not built for sprints to the end, like sprint racing to the end of a stage. It does not appear. Because on what planet do you have 2 Chevys behind a Ford and the 2 Chevys don't make a move? Why did we never go 3 wide at the end? Like, there was so much capability of aggression and line swaps and stuff that didn't happen, that I genuinely think go right back to the car.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean Ricky Stenhouse is being pushed by Chase Elliott behind Buescher, and Chase and Ricky don't try?
Yeah.
Chase, I understand maybe not trying. Ricky not trying, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
And you have a Chevy behind you. Like, at the end of the day, Chase is going with you. You make the move, Chase is going. And then, I mean, who else? Ross is up there somewhere. Like, you're going to have some Chevys. Spice it up. But they didn't. It was still a good finish. Again, good finish does not save bad race.
Yeah.
But it was a good finish. Hocevar did win. But, like, there was just no move, no aggression, no, like...
Like, they only went 3 wide.
Because they started wrecking, and the people were like, oh, let's just scramble and...
Scramble finish.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anything else on Dega?
I think we're good
there? Cool.
Ride the Dente.
Ride the Dente.
Talladente and Timidente win.
Yes.
I mean, so many ways you can spin that.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that diecast. It's going to be so sick.
It'll be great when it comes in 2027.
Yeah, no, that's literally, my dad asked me, he's like, so when should it be here?
It'll probably be here around Christmas.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, because that's like, the projected ship date is like New Year's Eve. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, so we go on to...
Woo.
Please, I hope that this Texas race is halfway decent.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
It's a borderline track. The repave kind of didn't help it, but the next gen car does really good at 1.5 miles. So, like, please, waxing crescent moon and all of the racing gods, just...
We're going to break out our crystals and stuff and talk about the moon phase.
Yeah. So your previous winners in 2022, when the All-Star race was held there, Ryan Blaney won. The fall, Tyler Reddick won with RCR. And you'll see why when I get done with this. I had to put in parentheses RCR. 2023, William Byron won. 2024, Chase Elliott won. 2025, Joey Logano won. Now, the reason I put that in parentheses is there has not been a Toyota win in the next gen era at Texas.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
It's really been Chevy's. The All-Star race was Blaney. That one I'm not going to put like an asterisk next to, but it wasn't a full-length regular race.
Yeah.
There were differences to that one. And then Logano won spring 2025. You want to just move on to paint schemes and keep it rolling?
That works. Yeah, my iPad's on 2%, so that works. For once, a week that we don't have the same thing for anything. That's awesome.
Well, we have one.
Well, thing. Yeah, we have one. But what I'm saying is like paint schemes. What?
We'll keep going. I'm intrigued on this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, Blake, what's your favorite paint scheme?
Chase Elliott's Amazon Prime scheme.
Yeah.
Now, last year's was better.
Okay.
I do really like this one. It gives me like Night Owl Hooters vibes. Like I like that he does have like a black based scheme again.
Yeah.
I thought for Prime, the white and the blue was a little like cool. It was vibrant. I do really like this one. This one is a close second.
Yeah.
I had to pick it one week, and this was a great week to do it.
That's kind of how I felt with my pick. I went with Tyler Reddick's Rockstar Energy. I like this car.
It's very monster.
It is, but also like
it looks a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it that. There was not much on this week that I was like, ooh, that's cool, you know. Okay, least favorite.
Cody Ware's Parts Plus / Coastal Oil car.
Just keep beating a dead horse every Cody Ware. I mean, we actually haven't probably picked him for a least favorite this season. But
he hasn't had bad schemes this year.
Yeah, he's actually had some decent ones.
And this one isn't terrible, but it was like, do I pick this? Do I pick SVG? And then there was one other, but
yeah, it's like, do I pick?
There are more saving.
Like,
there are more saving like redemption qualities to SVGs to me than there were for Cody Ware's.
Okay, I picked SVG.
Yeah,
it's
not a good scheme.
No, I almost picked Bubba.
I like that one a little bit.
Yeah, no, the whole like dragon eye kind of thing looks cool. I was close to picking that, but then I was like,
it's one of those that when it makes it to the track this weekend, it's going to look better than the render gives.
Like the reason I picked Reddick is because I'm like, this is a primary now. Like, it's going to be multiple weeks of this.
Yeah.
I might as well pick it this week, you know.
I think it will age and we will start to hate that car like we hate the Monster.
No, 100%. Agree.
But
either way, on the picks.
Yeah.
All right. Truck for both of us.
Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, Parker Kligerman.
I think that he legitimately is a very, very good candidate for Rams' first win back in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I agree. And especially at Texas. I mean, I think, he's a good mile and a half. So
now we could get an Intimidante truck win.
Yeah, I really would love to see that.
That was the site of his first truck win was Texas.
That's so true. You know what? Just to put it on the graphic, I'll go Hocevar.
Okay, yeah. We'll allow that.
We'll allow a switch just so that we can have a cool paint scheme on there. Anyways, I also think that Carson could win this, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. The coming off of the Dega win to run the black chili scheme on a truck
twice in the same weekend.
Yes, I'm like, oh man, it's so good.
Lionel was sitting there just printing money the second that he crossed.
No,
they crashed the site.
It crashed the site. I couldn't order it for like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh no, it's going to be out of stock. And then luckily it was in stock still. So
I ordered it from the Pit Stop diecast. Shout out to Tyler, Mr. NASCAR Tyler Pennell. Use code Tyler and I think it was free shipping. Wade that we know also has a code. Sloppy Joe has a code. NASCAR Ryan has a code. So I have 4. Now I have 3. So let's get some more first time winners rolling. And anyway, we're getting off the topic here.
Okay, O'Reilly's.
Carson Quaffle.
Okay.
He's, to me, I did feel like he was going to get his first win before Corey Day. And arguably until the interesting penalty that he got himself at Talladega, I thought it was going to be last week. But he does strike me as the next O'Reilly's driver to pick up their first win.
I could see it, 100%. I went with Mr. Rajah Caruth.
Now, he is the next that I feel like. But he's in the 32 this weekend.
I was a little on picking him.
I think his first win's going to be in the 88.
Yeah, but I mean...
But the 32's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown speed in that car.
Larson's in the 88.
That's the other kicker that I almost picked. Anyways, he got on Cup.
Cup Series is so funny.
This is actually hilarious.
Mind you, we don't talk about this. I
literally picked mine while we were talking about news. So
I picked Ryan Blaney to win at Texas.
And I picked Chase Elliott.
Aren't we just the cutest little podcast couple you ever done seen, sitting here in our matching clothes, picking each other's favorite drivers to win?
So stupid.
That's just like peak.
Yeah. No, I didn't even think about the fact that I was picking Chase Elliott and you were picking Ryan Blaney. Also, I think I'm going to give an update. Ryan Blaney, I think, has moved to number 2.
Look, I was thinking about this the other day because I figured this was coming. And to me, you were still early enough in your like intense NASCAR fandom that I feel it is okay to shuffle your order.
Yeah.
You're getting to the point where we're starting to teeter on the edge of like we need to lock in and pick one. I think we've done that now.
Yeah, now we definitely
But
have.
that's fair. You also just went through buying more merch and putting more money into finding out who your favorite was than me.
No, that's true.
But everybody's got to find their favorite some way or another, and there's nothing wrong. And this goes out to people listening to the podcast that may be new to NASCAR. It's okay if the first driver you pick when you get in doesn't end up being your favorite. Justin started, I'm going to like Chase Elliott. Ended up, okay, I like him, but Blaney's cooler. Stuck with Blaney for a little bit. Now it's like, okay, I think Hocevar is cool. And that's valid. I don't think that's bandwagon at all. Because you've liked Hocevar before his first win. And this is more going out towards our listeners and fans and whatnot. That I will back. He's not a bandwagon. This isn't, he won his first race. This is my new favorite.
No, I've been, like, Hocevar has been probably a number 2 for at least since spring Atlanta last year, I think.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe right before then. Yeah, but, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love Blaney.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean
that's like, and I don't think some people understand, and I get it with, like, if you're fans of other sports, you don't really have, like, a 1, 2, 3 ranking.
Yeah.
But, like, with NASCAR, it's hard to not.
Yeah, it's not a team sport. Because if you go to a race and you're like, I'm a diehard Chase Elliott fan, that's the only person I want to win, and he wrecks out on lap 1, why are you there? Yeah. That's stupid. Like, you got to have a few others that you like. Like, I think if you're getting into the sport, developing a solid, like, top 5, 3 to 5.
Because this is my thing. Like, when we made our tier list this year, there were people that were like, pick one driver, be one. That's why we had one tier at the top. That was our absolute favorite. Like, nobody is going to top Chase as my number 1 favorite until he retires. And that's just how it's going to be. I'm ride or die. I'm loyal. Like, growing up young, I was Tony Stewart. Mainly because I really liked orange. And then I grew up and I did really like him, but he was really my second favorite because Dale Jr. was my absolute favorite. And that wasn't just, he was Earnhardt. I genuinely really liked him. And I didn't even get to see the peak. Well, I did get to see the peak Bud 8 days, but I wasn't really old enough to remember them.
Yeah.
Which I know is going to date me either, wow, Unc actually was alive during that, or if you're somebody like Daniel that is older than us, you're gonna be like, oh my God, he doesn't even remember like the peak Bud 8 days. But yeah, so then my like 1-2 in that point of time was Junior and Tony. And then when Chase came into the sport, he was my favorite like Xfinity driver at the time, or Nationwide Series driver at the time. So I knew when he moved up, he was going to be there, but he wasn't going to top Junior. Like, I still rocked. I met Chase his rookie year in a Dale Jr. shirt. Now, Dale retired. I was all Chase, and I will be until Chase retires. But I would genuinely say that, like, and my order from like 2 through 5 probably fluctuates year to year at different times.
It can. I agree with that.
But I would say like my 5 at the moment, 1, obviously Chase. No matter what, I'd like to see Chase win every week. Every time I go, like that's my guy. If he can't win, my next pick typically I would say is Bowman. I've been a big Bowman fan for a while. Blaney, Hocevar, Gragson. Was that 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Those are my 5.
Yeah. I would say if I were to do my 5, Hocevar, Blaney, Cindric.
Yeah.
Also, Mal changed her favorite driver too to Hocevar after that win.
Bandwagon.
Whatever. Whatever. She's kind of gonna follow
who wins the spring Talladega race.
Yeah, that's so true. She was a Cindric fan before.
No, she was.
But
I have to give somebody a hard time every week.
You're right. They're just not here to defend themselves.
Exactly. That's the best part.
And then like 4 and 5 for me kind of cycle between, I would say, like 3 different drivers.
Okay.
And one of them I'm gonna say this, and this is why it cycles, I think. Kyle Busch, which kind of cycles.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick, even though I know he's, that sounds like a bandwagon, but I've liked Reddick for a while too. I'm not saying like I own Reddick stuff, but wasn't necessarily mad at him winning Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then I actually could say 4. Gragson, just because I like Gragson just in general, like as a person and whatnot. And then probably Briscoe.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Briscoe, since he came to JGR, I've liked him. He just seems to fit that 19 really well. And like, I mean, I even liked him when he was winning with SHR.
Yeah.
I mean, but anyways, I mean, he was in another iconic number.
Yeah.
Driving for your original favorite driver, Tony Stewart. But anyways, yeah, that's our little fresh fan facts or fact. I don't know, whatever.
I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I just think that's probably something you could go by as somebody getting in the sport. Like, no pressure. You don't have to pick your first right away. Your favorite right away, and your favorite doesn't have to stay your favorite. Like, I mean, try different people out. It's like, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah. But I will say something that will ruin a driver for you is their fans.
100%.
1,000%. Because every Atlanta race, there was always a Joey Logano fan near us.
Okay. Talladega this time.
Was it
Chase, me. So Chase, Bowman. 2 kids that were Busch fans. The mom was a Blaney fan. The dad was a Bowman fan.
Oh, wow.
Down in front, Hocevar fan. I don't know what the lady was a fan of. Denny.
It's Denny or Logano fans.
Joey Logano. Christopher Bell. Like, Bell and Logano fans, I cannot, and Denny. Those are the 3 that I cannot get away from, and they're like, I don't like them really as is, but then their fans just put it at another level.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you got anything else for this week?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. All right, you guys can follow us. Oh, wait, this is how I do this. Sorry, my iPad is virtually dead. Anyways, this has been the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin.
I am Blake.
We're not the same person.
We are not. We may look similar right now, but we are not.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff on there. Spotify, same thing. Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and you can't forget about it. Like you can't forget that Busch Apple is back.
Yes.
Audible. We'll see you guys next week.
And tune in this week to Zip It Up podcast, because as we're wrapping this up, I'm about to do a back-to-back podcast marathon, and I will be co-hosting Zip It Up pod.
Yep.
So,
and keep an eye out. I might do it here in the future. We'll see.
Yeah.
If Daniel ever asks me. I don't know. We'll see.
He will.
Please. Anyways. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.